2 cell phones, a couple of estheticians, and just 20 minutes of shoot time yielded this much content. And I'm gonna show you exactly how we did this. And if you don't know me, my name is Paul, and I specialize in taking 1 hour of live training and turning that into hundreds of pieces of content for beauty brands. I first did this with my own company, which I built and sold over a period of 10 years. And now I work with some of the biggest names in professional beauty to do it for them. So let's walk through exactly how we did this. I worked with Lauren and Brooklyn, who are 2 local estheticians. And what we did over a couple hour period, I wanted to show you the process of us thinking through it, but really we didn't have a plan going in. And part of that plan was just to create authentic content that was truly their own voice, but also connected with their local customers. I also walked through all the equipment that they needed to pull this off. Very simple equipment that you can just get. It's inexpensive, using your cell phone as well. What to talk about. How do you know what to talk about in your content? What's gonna connect with your clients? We go over that. We also go over lighting on a budget. I take some very simple lights and show them how to use those lighting techniques and just simple rules that you can follow to create both cinematic footage and talking head footage within your spa. I went in and give them some audio advice. How do you create that buttery, soft voiceover audio with the right microphones? And then what to use on your cell phone settings to create the best looking footage. I also, at the end, I sat down with them for about an hour, but I cut the best parts for you to show you exactly how to use AI after we do this type of shoot to also help you edit the footage, take that footage and produce more content with it. So, and it's funny, with me talking about quantity and audio, the footage you're about to see is very raw. It's very like, I had my teenager, my 17-year-old just shoot at BTS. So like our audio and our lighting is pretty bad, but when you see the footage that they put out, I think it's pretty good. So, all right, let's check out the shoot day.
Hi.
This is Laura.
Hi, Lauren. Nice to meet you. Lauren.
Yes.
I'm Brooklyn. And Brooke. Yeah.
And this is Lily.
Hi.
Their cute daughter.
Nice to meet you.
A future esthetician. She's going to go to school towards the end of the year.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Laura's an unofficial esthetician.
Yeah.
Because she's on hundreds of facials on camera.
Yep.
That's awesome. You're like, I know what I'm doing, kind of, got the flow.
I've seen a lot of them and edited, spent lots of hours watching facials.
Lots of courses and
Love it.
This is nice.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks for texting us.
Oh yes,
We're
I
so
know.
excited.
How do we connect with a potential consumer and create just, yes, we need to check the box of making it look great, which we'll talk about different ways to just get some really cinematic footage with iPhones. You both have iPhones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk about that first. And then I also want to talk about how we can create actual, bring out your true personalities. Mm-hmm. And we see that humor stuff on social, which I love. How do we get somebody to really know the true you?
Yeah.
To me, if somebody were to, I'm convinced, if you get to the core of any individual, and you actually get to know them as a human being, we're not going to be best friends with everybody. Find commonality when you get to somebody's core. And so that's hard through 15-second, 10-second reels on Instagram. Yeah. That's hard for anybody to do, connect with an audience. I've heard there's tons of stats out there, but somebody needs to spend 7 hours with you to 11 hours with you to fully trust you or get to know you. And that's long form works really well with podcasts, but how do we do that in this setting? It's difficult, right?
Yeah.
So what my objective, and I think because of AI, even I look at packaging and product and stuff, because of AI, it's gonna get in 2 years from now, you'd be able to hold that face reality cleanser in your hand, in a hand that looks like yours, and you can create it with AI in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
We're already there. Yeah. Because of that, a lot of the marketing that I'm gonna do for brands, and it's banking on humans, right? And how do you strip everything back and make you who you are? So that's what I want to do today.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
I love that.
How do we get true authenticity, right? And that's hard because when we film, we're manufacturing, we're filming, and we're going selfie mode and talking.
That's my big struggle with social media is it feels inauthentic to me.
Yeah.
And so it just feels, so I don't like it.
Yes.
Do it.
And it's hard because people connect with people, and so some of the easier stuff to do is some of the stuff like the trending sound or audio or fun, and that's fun, right?
Yeah.
But I want it to be so somebody has like felt like they've been to dinner with you 4 times, because that's when they're like connecting to you as like humans.
For sure.
And I feel like that is going to be the thing that will distinguish you from any other. Like even if you had an esthetician literally next door, had exact same product lines.
Yeah.
Because obviously your art and your ability to like clear acneic skin and all that kind of stuff is like that's your art and your experience. Which we need to check that box, which you've done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now how do we go a layer below that, and how do we get to have them to really know us as people?
Absolutely.
So that's like my hope.
Okay. I'm excited for
I like
that.
that a lot.
Even better.
Yeah.
Because we even talk about how just social media, sometimes it's easy for people
Yeah.
to kind of regurgitate
Yeah.
what other people are posting, and it just, everyone's kind of looks the same in a way, and it's like to set yourself
Yes.
apart,
Yeah.
your authenticity. Yeah, to
And-
like
and
people
it's-
actually like knowing you through.
It's hard because like even when I look at marketing in general, like you could line up. So if I line up a silhouette of a bottle, take all the branding off of it, from brand to brand to brand, some of it looks different, some of it looks the same. Same thing with estheticians. You could scroll, and what I find with a lot of estheticians actually like stuff that the people that are loving on their content are not necessarily customers, they might be, but they are just other esties.
Yeah.
Like they save that idea, they love that, they share that, they comment on it. It's all just esthetician on esthetician.
Yes.
Loving,
Yes.
which is amazing, but it's also like they're not going to be a client that's going to come and pay you.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's, I feel like, the biggest thing is just, not that it's fake, it's real engagement and real people like liking, saving, sharing, commenting, but they're usually other esties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want consumers within a 10-mile radius of this is what we actually want.
Right.
So okay, so let me do this first. So I have, because I didn't know what I was dealing with regards to like lighting and stuff like
Well,
that.
and I do have a main light too.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, no, which I usually like, my number one rule of lighting, I usually turn everything off. Like overhead, and then I like add.
Okay.
So I'll show you a couple lights that I think we can do some really, if you want some like really good, like juicy kind of footage of like sprays and packaging, that I'll just show you.
Cool.
With some just like really easy lights. And then what I want to do is actually want to film, have you guys, so you're going to get the facial, right?
Yes.
And you're going to be given the facial. So we need to create like overhead cam. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. The angle filmed on you, we could make it that exact same thing, and that is way easier. Brought a boom arm that like goes totally above it and go like fully straight down. We'd have to move this.
Cool.
To it. So
That's awesome.
depending on what you want to do or learn about, like again, that angle is good if you're chill with that, and it's kind of like that. And then we could do some split screen content where you're talking.
Okay.
So my question to you is, do you want to go down the road of me fully booming an iPhone above it fully so it's like straight up on
I
top?
think we should, because I feel like I'm more comfortable with this, so I think I'd rather go with something that I'm not
just
as,
learn it.
Yes.
Yeah, not as comfortable with.
So the stand, I have like studio stuff, we can get a little less cumbersome and abrasive boom arms. Yeah, so I have one arm that will boom this arm over. That way we can capture that.
Cool.
But always know, obviously you can hit that and the lighting's great.
Of course.
And then we'll bring in some different lights, and we'll turn off all the lights, and we'll just see. This is awesome, but if I want to show you talk and your face right here and it's cutting into your face, then I'm like, okay, let's pull that out and let's light it a little bit different way. So I'll bring in some lights. The way I want you to think here, what if we filmed a podcast and it was like give each other's treatments, right? Essentially. But we're not trying to, it could be YouTube, or it could be like, not every client wants to be filmed and talked. Right. Most don't. We're not asking people to do that. But is there, and the nice thing is you have each other, but is there another client that you just jam with? And like you naturally do have those combos that are interesting, that talk about interest, that doesn't, it's not necessarily about skincare even?
Oh, I feel like a lot of times it's not even about skin. Like we're having private.
Yeah.
Or I feel like I'm my therapist, honestly. There's still some, that you still have that banter with, or can have just fun conversations with.
So I think that's where like, that's what, when you start to do this kind of stuff, in my opinion, and you start to be like, and you have the right person that is down to just jam, even if it's like, it's a once a month facial with 4 different people, where you can be like, hey, we have the best combos. Or we both love The Bachelorette, and we like breaking that down and just naturally.
Yeah.
That's where content can get really interesting. if you were to just like not be doing a facial, I think some of the best content in my opinion is just focusing on like what are the things that I'm saying and how do I fly on the wall document that. This guy I saw the other day, he breaks down like sports clips. He shows what's happening on the basketball scene. And he did one where he had his like little baby in this like high chair, and he was like analyzing it to his baby, and it went to like 3 million views. When he has like just hundreds of, he didn't even have like thousands of followers, because he's breaking down his skill and his art, which there's a million other people breaking down basketball plays, but he does it to his cute little daughter, and all this, and then he does another one and went viral again. And so it's just like, to me, it's combining two things.
Yes.
We're doing an action. And it kind of doesn't matter. I mean, topic matters a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you can kind of find that.
Yeah.
You can find like you might go in 20 directions, but you could also go in, when you start to get a rhythm on that kind of stuff, you're like, okay, like people love to hear about, it's storytelling. It's how do we tell an interesting story, and so that's mindset wise. So I don't even know what to tell you to say. Because I want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
But
Something interesting.
You're a mom and a daughter, and so there's
Yeah.
no, and you could literally like say in a 45-minute, 60-minute facial, you could also not, it doesn't have to be spectacular. I just want to, and then the way I envision doing this is like we basically take that information, and then we use AI to go and find nuggets in there, and it tells us exactly where it is.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you went all over the place, it's like, okay, this is not all one cohesive theme. This is like scattered. Normal conversation could be easily.
Yeah.
But the idea here is like you say, you start to get a rhythm on just stuff you're both interested in, or you jam together, or like memory, or like I remember when you first started, like things that in my mind is just like you could talk about why you got into aesthetics.
Yeah.
You could talk about, you was in an example from your mom, like you just basically kind of just start chatting in that manner to get the ball rolling, and then you can take it anywhere you want.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, I just think a lot of common interests we have that me and my mom both love to do together is we love to watch movies together, shows, and we love to work out, do the gym, like be active together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two things that I was just even thinking about. But what were you thinking, Mom?
Oh, just again like traveling. She just got back from Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
Talk
Okay.
about
Amazing.
Traveling,
Like that
yeah.
right there. Okay, so what island were you on?
Oahu.
Okay. And so you have a conversation about Oahu. Your favorite place to eat in Oahu. That's where like the combination of like the dad talking basketball, where you're doing aesthetics, you're giving a facial. All right, talk to me. You just got back from Oahu. Best thing you ate there. Where was it from? And then like, it doesn't have to have the B-roll in there. It doesn't have to have a clip of the food or the clip of the beach you went to in there. That just enhances it another level.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it could be just a convo
Right.
that you have to go to. And even if you have your phone out, like we find out what it was and you're doing it, we want it to be like you're actually just really talking.
Okay.
Love that. So I think that's where you just want to go.
Yeah.
And then you're right. Tell me, because and also I also think in like camera roll. So if you want to back up footage or things you're saying with like B-roll, you think about your camera roll, where you've been, what you recently filmed. They're just like little inflatable lights.
Oh.
Yeah, they're super cool.
That is
So
nice.
newer basics is like a thing. They're like $50 to $70 type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, and you can color temperature them, so you have to look at it, and it'll now press it for 3 seconds. Yeah. So I actually take these on the road a lot, especially when I have need a really lightweight setup. Can you like set up those other tripod things in the big long bag?
Great for camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just inflatable light.
Camping. Do you guys?
I don't camp, but
Because we did the other day, it was a nightmare.
Oh, I saw your.
We actually, yeah, I'm like, I'm done.
So
I'm
we were
done
officially
camping
retired from camping.
for the rest of
Yeah. Yep. And that's why I don't camp.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we've never really been camping. We like travel, but we've never really been camping.
The tent is involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, we threw ours away, and I'm like, we're not replacing this. We're done. We're not.
You've mentioned travel, right? Like the whole channel doesn't have to be about this. it's the pairing of things that don't normally belong. There's a ton of travel channels out there. There's a billion of them, right? And to like break through in travel content right now, like kidding, it's hard. But you could have a whole series on, you know, it's like traveling SDs, traveling SD. When you think in terms of series as well, can I make 1,000 episodes or 100 episodes? When you start thinking in those terms, like the best content in my mind, it can be one-off, but you're like, can I review restaurants? Can I, from the aesthetics chair, can I do a travel vlog from the aesthetics chair through conversation that I act on the B-roll?
That's cool.
Oh, and we could
You
totally
should
do that. We love, traveling and talking about traveling in places. I really do so much.
Can you do that? It came undone. So with these, what I love about these is they're actually, so they have like right here, there's a magnet on them. So sometimes if I'm needing a backlight right here, I'll just like put it on a little mini stand and I'll like magnetize it and put it up here.
This is the magnet.
Oh yeah, it's a back one, yeah. And then these are like really, actually, give me the other one. There's a couple of hands ones.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I love, this goes really tall and it's like, that's this.
Great.
And I'll give you guys all the like equipment, and they're just inexpensive, right? So this little thing can just clip here, and then like, so you know, on lighting, when you're dealing with any kind of external lights, there's like 5,600. That's like daylight. That's like midday daylight.
Okay.
It's warmer. This turns into cool, really cool light. If I go down here, it's more light. This is like.
Do you find that one is better than the other for this type of content?
Sometimes if you do have like an accent light on, or like these are on, which are amazing lights, you kind of want to match. If you have a really cool light right here, it doesn't really match this light. Really.
So if we doing more warm light in here, I would lean warm.
Yeah, I'll go like 37. Like you kind of play with it.
Yeah.
You go like 3,700 because that's like more sunset or like morning. Kind of like vibes, right? And it's soft and warm, and like this is. So what's nice is you can kind of just like, when I'm trying to find my lighting, sometimes I just like hit it and I just like watch it through my phone. All right, like you go here. It's perfect, right?
That's great. Yeah.
And I actually think so. Backlighting, in general, is like really underrated. I think a lot of times we like want to light something green here.
Yeah.
You know about them?
When I'm trying to show a product off, in fact, we'll just pull out our phones right here. So let's kick off all the lights now.
It's just that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're getting light from in there, and then we have actually let's do that. Let's take these drapes down too. So I want to start with nothing. Yeah. There you go. I'll get there. So sometimes I'm doing that's good.
Oh,
Kind of
sometimes
tense.
yeah.
Yeah, so that we can
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little. So when I'm filming long form, a lot of content, cinematic's tough because it's like it eats up a lot more storage. It just takes forever. Like it has a lot of storage.
Okay.
Oh, I noticed that because the
Yeah.
video I did, it took like 10 minutes for you to edit it. I was like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cinematic though, it looks really good. So
Yeah.
so if you say hitting a face right here,
Like
and then you tap on
how come hers looks so much brighter?
what you
Oh,
have.
maybe because my
But my lighting
yours
does look
looks
better.
more yellow. Mine looks
Yeah.
so cool.
Well, I can look at your settings too. Right. So if we look at this and we're trying to get like. Give it a spray. So you can see how the light, there's darkness behind it when she does that spray,
Yes.
but then the light's lighting it this way, but there's contrast. If it was all bright back here, you wouldn't
You'd
see
like
it.
to see it, right?
If you do another spray, even if we're like this, and if we just want that like non-directional, basically go ahead the other one. You see me?
I mean, not really, nothing like
Do you
that.
want that's the front light? So if you're doing like sometimes you just want to create an actual cinematic, just like reel with like juiciness there. I would just get a little light and I would just like put it like behind, and then you want to like show a serum dripping out and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
The idea there is like create like stock library, right? So we have a shot of this cleanser coming out, like vitamin Bell coming out of whatever, and like her hands doing this. You can see the action, see the trim, see the movement with a backlight. And then I just use those for just like old B-rolls, right? So you can kind of do a day where you're like, let's get a bunch of B-roll stuff, or let's just play with the lighting. let's put it back here. And then let's jump in and just like film a bunch of like clips where we have it on the stand. Just like, you know. These, because sometimes I need more of them. Light. The batteries don't last like, they're meant to be kind of temp. I like these because I can just be super nimble with like where I put them. Right?
Yeah.
And you kind of have to just find it, but like I try to backlight that kind of stuff in general.
So anytime you're doing it like product shot like that, cinematic backlight.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And then you can do stuff like this. I've done stuff too here where I like put this on a lap when I'm doing like scalp. You do any scalp stuff?
Yep. Yeah, we do.
So I've done stuff where I have it here. And then actually I'm gonna bump this up more. Warm light. You can go with it. Sometimes cinematic if it's too dark. If it's too dark, cinematic.
Oh, that looks really good.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have like warm like scalp thing going on right here, where it's just hitting the light.
Yeah.
And then next to fades in the dark. So you could just back. Sometimes
Those are
just like
amazing.
throw it on
Yeah,
your
that
lap.
looks awesome.
But the other way to use lighting with this specifically is say, even when we look right here, if you wanted to do a feature reel about like one specific treatment, hold that right there, Lars. Like that. You could actually just take and you can just like move this around, right? You just find, that, and then you can have it on the thing, and you don't need like move your camera.
Yeah. Smooth the lighting.
Move the lighting. The other thing with do you ever shoot anything in slow mo? Ever? It's hard without the crazy amount of light. It just doesn't look amazing. Okay, so I'll throw it in the slow mo, and I don't care that there's a little light there. You don't know when you're watching a quick clip. Lars, go ahead and just put your hand in there.
I don't want to contaminate
Oh,
your
it's fine. We can get more.
Sorry.
Okay. So when we do that, really
my.
good behind it.
Wow.
So the same thing, like it doesn't even matter that you see that light on.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
If we're back here and you see the tripod and stuff, it's like tacky or whatever.
Close up.
But same thing, you could actually get a cleanser, and you could put it in your hand, right there, or just right there. You could see through like, on your hand or on the glove. There's just like insane lighting where you can see the reflection of it, and you see that slow mo just dripping.
Wow.
That'll pop like crazy.
I love that.
Yeah. Let me do this. Hold on. Get this out of the way while we can. So, let's turn. Let me just show you a couple things. So, let's open up one of those.
Here.
Okay.
Just one panel? Or both
Yeah, let's
panels?
open just that one panel. Okay, and actually, can you open up the?
Me and Joski. And
Okay.
you have to see
So-
the picture. It's so, I've never seen this picture of this person. So
I want you to come sit
I
here.
was dying.
You both can kind of see selfie mode.
There's me and
Let's
on the
just
bus.
just a second here. So okay, so we've got the phone here. I'll have you hold that. Hold
Wow,
it.
that lighting's really good.
Yes, got that. So to have like a little bit of a natural behind you. Okay. This kind of separates you from the back with it. I mean, I like these lights. I would keep those on when you're doing like antennas and stuff.
Okay.
But sometimes if I'm really close to a wall, it just helps outline.
How'd you set that up? Okay.
Yeah, I just
Connected it to that.
yeah, you just literally put it like
Put
this.
it down. You're lighting the wall up.
Yeah, and so if I'm close to a wall, for example, let's go. Here's a better example. Over here. If you're doing a reel where you're like close to a wall,
Yeah.
and you throw this, so what it does is it kind of outlines you from the background. So like, we do it a lot. If you're especially right here and you're like in a darker room, when you can cut out your subject, your body a little bit more from the background, there's a separation. It just looks really good. You know what I'm saying? So like this, we just have a basic kind of like wall, especially if you're just out there or whatever. But if you throw up this directionally right behind me, like the balance that you see, I don't know if you saw that change, right?
Yeah.
So it changes quite a bit. So like, especially if you're just in this tight space.
Yes.
You're like right here too, you could put it right there. It just separates me from the background.
Yeah.
And I'm lit up, and then that looks really dynamic. So it just hits this wall light right there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Little things you would never think.
Right?
I guess even for me, like if I'm wanting to highlight like certain products, would I use the cinematic?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I guess tell me this while we're setting this up. What do you not like about social media?
Me?
Yeah.
The fact that it feels it just feels kind of fake.
Yeah.
And I struggle a little bit with maybe just like feeling like there's people who can put out great content, but they're not good at their job.
Yep. They're really good at marketing and like content, but they're not. But
I know it's different. And so
it's frustrating because they're getting business and they're becoming an expert, but they don't really know what they're talking about.
I have a full clientele. I'm not trying, so it's not like, they're getting clientele. It's just more like, but then they come to me after because they're like,
they compromise and they're stripped.
They don't
know.
know.
They don't want to trust anyone because they were using good products, just not the right
way.
way.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think it's, and that's where it is. We're trying to get to we want people to get to know you and the real you, and the closer we can get to that, the better.
Yeah. And if I ever do post, people are always like, oh my God, you posted. I love when you post. I get to see, and so I'm like, okay, I need to be better.
Do this little sunlight thing.
Yeah.
Right. So if you tap it, it's going to auto focus to like correct lighting in this little sun piece right here. But if I were to tap it and then drag the sun down, and say that you can get like, you can do a lot with this light in your phone.
Yeah.
You just, every time you tap it, and then if you want to lock it, you probably already know all this, but
I don't.
Right, you can like, where it's going to like autofocus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it won't lose focus on that. So sometimes if I'm setting up a scene where like, it won't change now. If you tap it and then auto AF lock.
So how did you get it to AF lock?
So
you held it down.
You held it down.
And see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Right. Do you own
We
little
don't.
baby mics or anything
That's
like
really
that?
funny.
But it's funny, I literally a few days ago, it was so funny when you messaged us because a few days before that I was like, we need to get mics, we need to start talking in our videos, we need to do a podcast, we need to do this.
I love it.
It's like so funny when you texted us, I was like, that's so crazy.
I love it. So there's a couple different microphones that these are my favorite DJIs. They're
Good
like
thing we
minis.
rated.
Yeah, because this is just the sound quality. This is like impeccable. These are Hollyland Lark mics. Both of these you can connect to a cell phone. What I love about these is you just clip it like here.
Oh,
and it's really less, especially with a lecture, but like you just clip it right there.
Yeah.
And it's way less abrasive.
Yeah.
Like for a talking head thing, right?
So do you not love the ones, I feel like I see people with the ones that are like fluffy.
Yeah, you could do that. And this comes with these ones, they actually come with little fluffy things.
And that's more for if you're holding it, right?
That's for if you're holding and talking in it?
Yes.
Okay.
So like there's noise canceling mode in microphones, and there's normal mode. Noise canceling mode is you're like outside, you're in a city, you're in the wind. Like it kind of blocks out a lot of extra noise.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't sound buttery. It sounds really shallowy and not rich using your full voice. And so when you're filming, I would just recommend on your microphones, you don't put it in noise canceling mode unless you're in a really noisy environment.
Okay.
And you want to like really block that out. It's quiet enough in here that you're going to be fine. And your voice is going to sound like to go down. It goes like high as we want.
Yeah, that's
They'll be out of this.
So how do you know? Oh, I guess you bring it down low first.
So I brought a bucket to stand on.
Okay.
So in fact, we can look at that because realistically, I film everything in 4K. This is being filmed in 4K right now, and I can double zoom in and not lose any quality. If I like need to cut this whole half of that out. Or if I want to take this and make it vertical, I can import it and like do a full vertical reel, even though I'm filming horizontally. I don't lose any quality. I crop it. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's really nice.
So it eats up a lot of storage.
How do you make sure your phone's on 4K?
So you go to like settings here, and then we're gonna go down to your camera. Record video 4K, 24 frames a second. And it basically you want to make sure you're just like enhanced stabilization is another one. It means like you're moving around, it's more stable, it's less jittery. Do not turn on HDR video. If you're in your camera right here, say we're in here, you can see your settings are right there, 4K 24.
Oh, okay, that's
And you can tap it again and you can always change it to HD if you want to like.
What's nice too about these is like we're always trying to do our content. Like, looks good lighting right now. Let's hurry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like lights going down. It's changing.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
First at the left. Oh, it's your. No, what side is it? I feel like I do.
I
have
usually
this side.
tend to go to this side. That piece that comes down. Yep. Goes.
Love it. Okay, what we're gonna, you guys do your thing, do your facial. Gonna step out.
Any new shows you're watching? Ooh, I mean, it's usually crime documentaries, if that's what you mean. I don't even know the names of them. I just look up anything that involves drugs or crime, and
Or Judge Judy.
well, I've kind of moved on to Judge Million at this point. I think I've seen all the Judge Judys, so I had to pivot. So now I'm a sucker for some Judge Million right now.
It's so funny.
I think I was like an FBI agent, a judge, something with the justice system in a previous life. Pretty sure, because I'm all consumed.
So funny. I feel like that stuff makes you. I feel like it's the reason why you're nervous to travel. To be honest.
I think you might be right.
Because if you didn't know those things or like always be seeing those things, I don't think you'd be nearly as stressed about traveling like to these third world countries that I want to go to.
It's true. Documentaries about people going missing on cruise ships and islands, and they don't help. They don't help the situation.
You need to just start watching my shows like Love Island and.
Ugh. That's trash. Straight up trash.
Pretty fun exercise going through and having them film content. I wasn't in the room, they just went for it. And so afterwards, we actually sat down and downloaded the content, and I showed them exactly how I use AI to like take what they just said on camera and help us get it fully edited. So I'm gonna show you that process. So I'm gonna actually just get in the weeds quite a bit here using Claude and some other tools, and something that, you know, what I'm gonna do here in the studio and the software I use is gonna be less accessible to you unless it's just not as easy to use. And so I'm actually not gonna get into that today. I'm gonna get into some principles that no matter what tool you're using can really effectively help you build better content and take what you organically are gonna say, like a conversation during a facial or in your everyday business. Like if you're just flying the wall recording what you say, now how do we take all of that volume of content and smush it down in, right? So we got some great results from this, and they have started to post some of that content, and it's doing pretty well so far. We're just like literally a few days in at this point. So I'm gonna walk through my process of how I think about this. So I want you to start to think for yourself how you can implement the same thing. So get your notebook ready, because I'm gonna walk through some of the nerdy stuff on AI, Claude specifically, but don't get intimidated by this. I am the least, I mean, honestly, when it comes to like tech and coding and software, I am not techie, okay? If I can learn this and I can do this, so can you. So I'm gonna give you some different approaches, but please let me know in the comments if you have questions specifically. So I think with most people's content, in general, there's really, what's preventing you from making a lot of content or quality content? We have three things, right? We need to know what to say as number one. The second thing is like we need to know how to film it effectively, and we don't have any like constraints or bottlenecks around filming our content. And then the third thing is how do we get that stuff edited? And the way I want you to think is like just knocking one of these off one by one. And it's overwhelming to think about, how am I going to get this? How do I come up with ideas? What do I say? How do I shoot this? And so it makes me look good and like it's professional. And then I don't have an editor. I have all this footage in my camera roll, and you might be already thinking to yourself, you have so much content already in your camera roll. And you're like, Paul, I need an editor right now, okay? And we'll get to that. We'll get to some like different solutions about how you can edit. But these are like the three biggest bottlenecks, really the three main buckets that I want you to like think about checking that box. And hopefully by watching this video, you understood how we're sort of like trying to get rid of the constraints about like, okay, what if we set up this arm and this light and just had this ready to shoot all the time? Ideally, I mean, I would literally, I talked to them about this, I didn't include it, but you could even consider like once you get this down, like you could screw a literal mount in your ceiling. Like I'm dead serious. I think more people should be doing this, like where they can mount a phone or a camera like all the time. You should consider like once you get in a rhythm and you are confident, you're like, yes, I'm gonna record 2 hours a week, or I'm gonna record 1 hour a week. Okay, like let's do some semi-permanent solutions like we saw in that breakdown, but also think about some permanent solutions once you do this. So, okay, so thinking about what you say though, I'm really excited for you guys because I think that like because of AI, because anybody can chat GPT or Claude, give me 90 content ideas around my niche, around my area. Anybody can do that, but nobody has your set of experiences, your fingerprints, your DNA, your ability to communicate in your own unique style, using your own words and your own language, your own personality and pacing. And that takes a lot of practice, but nobody can take that from you. I don't care if another esthetician or another person has exact same offerings as you do. You have your own unique, there's a reason that your clients come to you and not someone else. And the way to lean into that with your content is literally just talk. And as you do this, and as you, like, it's funny, we were talking after when we were sitting down on this couch, right? We had this conversation and Lauren was like, she's like, as I'm seeing this, I'm already thinking about, oh, I would do this different or that different. And she's still being herself, but she may have teed up something she said much different. And as these edits are starting to kind of like come out, I know for a fact that if we were to re-record that same facial and they talked about the same things, they would do it slightly differently. They might package a hook or the introduction of that content a little bit different. So the more we're practicing this and doing it and putting ourselves out there and watching an edit all the way through, the better we're going to get at communicating and finding out what works and what doesn't work. And then the next round, you're going to do it again. And so part of knowing what to say is just be yourself and talk about your interest. When you're giving a facial and you're having a conversation or you're filming yourself in your place of work, doing your thing, just be yourself. And when you're yourself, like your energy is going to come up. Like what you're excited to talk about is going to show through in your content. And that's all we're trying to do here. And some of the, one of the pieces of content that was done here was they were talking about shows they were watching. And, so Brooklyn here, the daughter was like, all right, so what are you watching recently? And she's like, well, I've watched all the Judge Judy's. And so now I'm on to this judge and I love crime documentaries. And so like, this is where the content can go. And people are there's a lot of people interested in crime documentaries. They're talking about this while they're giving a facial. It's the pairing of two different things that don't normally relate is where some of this content can go. And so it goes into your interest. And the magical thing about talking about your interest, right? Knowing what to say, this really, I think this can be huge for you because over time, if you were to film 6 facials and you start to like find the common things, like you talk about really like maybe 3 different subjects, and you start to see, oh, like I find myself gravitating toward these three. Or like when I post these reels of me talking about my interest while I'm doing my job, AKA a facial, my audience really grasps on when I talk about this. When I talk about the concert I went to, or the food I ate, or my day in the life, or my morning, right? Then on the next facial, you're gonna start to think to yourself, maybe I should just like talk about that more. Because the goal with all of this is to like make your content a repeatable series. And the repeatable series could be you just like talking about random stuff similar to how you maybe currently do a facial, right? So that's where we're trying to get with this. So knowing what to say is just like, don't overthink it, just like talk to somebody you're really comfortable with, right? This is a mother and daughter combo, but maybe you just need your best friend, or you need somebody who like you always jam with in your facial, right? So knowing what to say, we didn't plan any of this, and they actually have some really good gold coming out of this. And this was their first one, how to film. Again, don't overthink this. You don't need, like, yes, I did show that to get like a boom pole to go overhead, because it gives us that really clean split screen, which I love. It's just a bit different. But if you need to do like just a side angle with showing the facial from this side and then showing your face from the other side, then do that, right? Editing, I'm gonna talk about the editing, okay? Because that's a lot of people's biggest problem that they think. Whereas this other stuff I feel like is a bigger problem for most people. Editing videos is, I mean, look, you can go in a few directions. You got to make a decision though. Are you going to take this really seriously? Like when I sat down with Brooklyn, she's the one who does like a lot of her edits, and then she just kind of tells her mom what to do in some of these. So she's doing this like by herself, right? And now we're like working with 2 angles and like a split screen and angle changes, right? It gets a bit more than like maybe we can handle on our phone. So if you're not gonna pay anyone else to do this, then you need to like level up your ability. You need to learn like CapCut desktop. Instagram is actually rolling out a desktop version of their edits app. So there's an edits app within Instagram where you can edit a video that's actually really easy. I use it. I love it. When I'm doing something very simple, but I use Adobe Premiere Pro when I edit. So you have to make a decision for yourself right now. Are you gonna do it yourself? Okay, do you have time to do it yourself, or do you wanna learn to do it yourself? I think it's a really good skill to learn because content and video is kind of everything in marketing. So consider it. If you do it yourself, start to learn maybe CapCut desktop, okay? Because it's gonna be way easier to do on a desktop, I promise you right now, than your phone. So that's number one, okay? Number two, are you gonna hire it out? Well, I can't afford an editor. You can afford an editor, I'm gonna tell you that right now, because you can choose you can choose, like if you have $500 to $800 a month, you can afford an editor. You know, these editors, depending on where you live, I have had some of the past, historically, that have been in overseas countries, that their wage is much lower. I pay them a pretty good wage, for actually a really good wage in some cases. I've paid editors from $3 an hour to $11 an hour that are overseas, Philippines, for example. And there's a lot of them that you can find. Like, I've sourced editors through Fiverr.com. I've sourced editors through onlinejobs.ph. If you go to onlinejobs.ph, you can find full-time or part-time work. They're like, okay, I want, and the more that you can output, right? If you solve these other issues where you always know what to say, which is just being yourself, and so you'll have a lot to say, I already know that. And then how to film, which like, let's just knock that out. Like just get the simple equipment, the simple lighting, the cell phones, and like just knock it dead, right? So if we knock those two out, now we're like, okay, like now I'm filming 4 hours of footage a week, or an hour a week, or 3 hours a week. And I need to hire somebody because I want to output more volume. You got to do it yourself, or you got to hire it out. Choose one. Like right now. If you're gonna do it yourself, then like learn it. Like learn a tool that's gonna make you faster at it. Like I'm really fast at editing. I'm an expert level Adobe Premiere Pro user. And I'm not gonna jump into how I edit today. Third prong, and this is what's exciting, and this is where I think you need to take action right now, because soon. And whenever you're watching this video, it might become, this might be the case right now, but AI is going to have the capabilities of clipping all of your edits for you. You're gonna still have to make creative decisions, and your decision on what to do and what to include and what not to include, that's an editor, that's a good editor, and that takes a lot of practice. But AI is coming, if it's not already here, because I'm using tools, right? I can take all of that raw footage, for example, in that facial, and I've built through Claude a thing that takes the words and the transcript from that video, and it gives me a file, and I upload it to my software, and then it chops up all the moments for me automatically, okay? So I've built this in Premiere Pro. So if you're using Premiere, hit me up, let me know. But I've built this like just through AI, simple tools, right? And I'm not technical. And so I kind of built it custom, but it's coming to where you'll be able to just drop your footage into an AI tool, and it will just chop it up for you. So the reason I think you should just get into more production now and like filming more now, because if you get into the case and the pace and the cadence of actually just doing this for yourself, you are gonna be light years ahead of other people, other estheticians, whatever industry you are in producing content at scale. Because you're gonna have your flow, your system, you're gonna have your lighting down, you're gonna be able to know how to capture the type of content you wanna capture. And then it could be next month, it could be a year from now or 6 months from now, but it's coming soon, if not already here when you're watching this video. Drop in the video footage and it will be cut for you. And there's some tools out there. Opus is one of them. It doesn't find, there's a lot of reasons why this doesn't really work for this application, but just trust me. So like your 3 choices are like I would personally, if you don't have a ton of money, I would just learn editing. Just spend 2 hours a night. Go into Claude or ChatGPT and say, I am a beginner at CapCut. This is the type of content I want to make. I want you to give me simple instructions to communicate to me how to do what I'm trying to do. And you just chat with it on what you're trying to do, okay? And by the way, pro tip, I'm doing this as typing. I don't type anymore, by the way. I use what I call Whisper, okay, WISPR, Whisper Flow. Because when I'm like doing a lot of, using like Claude a lot, I actually just chat everything in on my desktop. I push one button on my laptop and I just like say what I'm saying, and then it just like also clean. When I send emails, I literally respond to an email. I just push a button and I respond with my voice, and then it also cleans up my sentence structure and like reformats it for me. You should be using Whisper Flow because it saves you a ton of time. But just make one of those decisions, right? So are we thinking about our bottlenecks, right? How do we check one of these off one at a time? This is very important to do. But those are the 3 biggest. So let's talk about Claude. I'm gonna jump into the weeds a bit here with Claude. This is the best platform. Okay, I use them all. I've used them all for years. I've been using AI for like 3 years at this point. And we're, right now, filming this video, this is mid-2026, so I've been using it for a long time. And I think Claude is the best for a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna go into every reason why. All we're trying to get to is like, we're trying to take the footage we just made, and how do we get AI, this is what it's really good at. I want you to be human, and I want AI to help you decide what to post, how to post it, and what text hooks to use, what footage to include. I mean, a lot of you are gonna have the intuition to make those decisions, but instead I wanna get you in the habit of like having you use AI as a thinking partner, as a content partner. I do not want AI to write content for you. Yes, it's incredible and it's really good, but it takes a long time to get it in the voice and the things you would actually say. Instead, we're going to have Claude. We're gonna upload basically a video. And in our video, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get what we call an SRT file, okay? SRT file. It's a .srt. Don't get intimidated by this, but what an SRT file is, it's basically the words and the timestamps around your video content. And it is, there's a basically from 3 minutes, 31 seconds to 3 minutes, 34 seconds, this is what was said. So it kind of timestamps every sentence in your content. And why that's relevant is when we put that into AI, this SRT file, this is when you can feed it into Claude, and it can give you a lot of amazing ideas and it has the full picture of the timing It's as if it read and watched that video in its entirety. And now it's going to be able to help you break it down in a way that you maybe could, like at a volume level. If you have an hour's worth of footage, you don't remember where the best parts are. Claude can tell you where the best parts are. Because you're not gonna use, I'm not gonna train you in Premiere Pro, which I use. What I want to do is I wanna show you how to get a video that is, or an SRT file, right? So again, so .srt, and if you use CapCut, like the desktop version, pro version, you can actually jump into CapCut and just search on ChatGPT or Claude, how do I get an SRT file, whatever platform you're using to edit videos in, right? Some of them have that available. Somebody who wants it for free, you have a YouTube account, which if you have a YouTube account right now, if you have a Gmail address. If you have a Gmail address, you can log into YouTube, okay? So that's done. What you can do is you can upload a video. So you can take your full video, right? Literally just upload it to YouTube, but don't publish it. Publish it into private mode, okay? So we're actually going to we're just gonna make it private. No one will see it. This is just the raw cut. So under YouTube Studio, you go, and then you jump in and you go subtitles. After you upload it, hit subtitles, the auto-generated track, duplicate and edit. You hit the 3 dots, and then you download an SRT file. So this is literally the step-by-step instructions on exactly how you can do this. Got it? It's not that hard. This is a process, and this feels like this first time you do this kind of stuff is like, takes so long. It's okay. Like I can do this so fast because I've done this so many times in various capacities. So it'll take you a minute, right? Now you have like the video, and then you have all of the text that was said in that video. Let me just explain what a Claude skill is for a second. You don't even have to make this. I've made this for you. So you can just like literally download it and put it in your own Claude account. And then this is automatically gonna do this all for you. But to explain what a skill is versus like on the left side, we have this customize button. And then on the customize button, on the bottom left, there's a thing called connectors, plugins, and then skills. So skills, you can add one, you can create your own, you can like upload one, which I'm giving you. You can actually screen record your computer and train it and have it make you a skill. But in this case, we're gonna upload a skill. And you can have that's downloaded in the link below, like this specific skill that I've built around literally gathering facial clips, which is pretty cool, right? So what a skill is basically if you wanna repeat any action in AI, rather than giving it all this context and like, hey, I just did a facial and here's what we talked about, and here's what my goal. I want you to extract all the best ideas from this video that I made, and I want you to give me text ideas and hook ideas and where's the best content so I can more easily edit it, right? So a skill is basically like, are you going to repeat an action because you're gonna do more than one of these? A chat is just gonna be, it's gonna forget, right? It's gonna forget like your instructions over and over again. So like a skill would be something, again, if I am baking cupcakes and I wanna make these tasty looking cupcakes, it's like the recipe that like, I know it's gonna like come out a certain way. If I just crack the eggs, add this, mix it, add the right ingredients, right? Like put it in the oven for a certain amount of time, it's kind of guaranteed that I'm gonna have a result if I follow those instructions. And this is what a Claude skill is. It's like a little mini agent that's just like has a ton of context, which I've built for you, that says, I need to extract amazing facial clips here. So you just upload that, like I just showed you right here, like upload a skill, but you can create it with Claude too. You can just have a conversation. Hey, I want to like, sometimes you're deep within a conversation with AI. You've gone through all this context. I actually highly recommend you turn some of these conversations into skills. You don't even need the pro plan, but you're gonna be using Claude enough that upgrade to like $9 a month or 20, I don't know what, there's different tiers, right? The skill that I'm giving you is called a facial clip finder. And there's a dash in front of that. Because when I'm in like a Claude chat, here's our Claude chat, you start with a dash, and then you start typing facial clip finder right here, right? And when you type this in, it'll automatically gives all this context and also some interview questions. It's gonna ask you a handful of questions that you just have to simply fill out and just like, again, use whisper flow to just speak those in, and then it's going to do all the work for you, okay? What you wanna do is go back to even one of your previous chats that you've had with Claude and say, hey, I wanna turn this entire chat into a skill. Can you ask me any relevant questions you need to turn this entire process we went through into a saved skill? And might ask you 6 questions or 10 questions or 3 questions, and then it'll turn it into a repeatable skill that you can use over and over and over again. Say you like wrote content in a certain style, or you helped it do a specific research that you need to do over and over and over again. Turn it into a Claude skill. Even when you download mine and use mine, you can customize it from there. You can say like, I'm using Paul's facial clip finder. It's gonna find the best clips that you did in your facial, and you customize it more specific around your local market or around your specific personality or what you're trying to offer. And it's gonna do that for you. And then you can just update the skill and save it. And now you have, boom, you have your own like context file that's gonna really help you out, okay? Cool, let's dive in. What we're seeing here is, this is like the skill after we uploaded the videos, right? We took, and I was able to create an SRT file through my software. You're gonna do it on YouTube if you don't use CapCut or Adobe Premiere Pro. But it's telling me that I got 37 clips. We may not use all of those. It's about 25 minutes. It asked me a couple questions when I did this. It's like, okay, I mean, it's actually pretty amazing, but it just says, hey, I'm just assuming that Lauren was the one giving the facial and Brooklyn was receiving the facial. Is that accurate? Literally, after I uploaded just the raw footage. And then it'll ask you a couple questions about what products you were using. So you just like, okay, here's the products I used. I used these 6 SKUs in this facial. Here's what, and then it'll say, is there anything that stood out to you? And you're like, this is my favorite parts. Here's what I wanted to get out of this. And you give it a little bit more deeper context. That if it's fresh on your mind, you'd be like, yes, I want to, like, I love this and I want to theme everything in this direction. And it'll just like build that, right? So basically it went through, you know, there was these different products that were used in this protocol. It gives the timestamps. And then it goes through, and I built a rating system. So based on like number criteria, it is, so they talk about, in this case, they talk about Hawaii, and her skin freaked out on a holiday. It could have been hormones and the humidity. And like this gave it a 3-star, right? It was like, okay, like this is probably interesting content. And it gives some other one-liners that, and you'll know this better because you recorded it, right? And you remember doing it. I wasn't even in the room. And then it was jumping in and giving us specific, these are kind of like one-liners. This is not gonna be your title and your text on this. This is going to be a reminder about like from minute 7:39 to 7:56, she was have 2 breakouts and a specific product helped with those breakouts. And she talked about them, right? When she was on her trip. So it just goes through it and it just literally lays it out, and it labels them also by like 8A, 8B, 8C, and it gives you this like system to help catalog, because you might say, hey, I wanna, and you start taking notes, and literally you could just, again, take out WhisperFlow, take out your phone or push the button on your desktop and be like, I'm really interested in producing content around 8C, 10B, 12A, 12D, 13A, 13B. And what it's gonna do from there, it's gonna then give you 6 different title ideas that are super specific to each of these points. And you might even come up with a better idea. Like when I was looking at theirs, I came up with a few ideas I liked better because it doesn't have a full context of you, your personality and stuff yet. Okay, so 8D right here, don't throw the sheet mask, pack it away. This was they were talking about a mask that came in a little sheet packet that has like loaded up with serum. You could, I don't know what the title of that one's gonna be, but you might be able to think of something and you hit that and all of a sudden you're gonna have like 6 different hook ideas that cover different consumer psychology that you're gonna be able to use. And so this is meant to be like a quick snapshot and be like, this is not gonna edit your footage for you, but it's like, whoa, I need, from minute 20 to 25, I have to get that one immediately edited. So pretty crazy, right? And then this gives you like all the 3-star clips right here. So it's just putting all the top stuff like right in there. And you'd be like, okay, amazing. Give me all the headlines for all the 3-star clips now. you just talk to it and it gives you that context. So it's actually kind of incredible the way this works. I mean, brush off my shoulder, creating this tool for y'all. And again, what we're seeking here is we're just trying to find sustainability in a format and a subject matter that we can like jam on. Like when you can find this, we're trying to find sustainability. You'll do 3 or 4 sessions, or even if your first one, you're like, you put out 10 reels that do this kind of concept. You might find one that crushes, and then you're like, the next time I film a facial, I'm just gonna go deep in that subject matter and do 20 in one hit. So you'll find it. I'm confident you can find it when you start to actually output content. Don't plan it. Just start filming and recording yourself talk. So right now on social and in YouTube and podcasting, series are where it's at. Creating an original series, and that series could be like with Lauren of Brooklyn, it could be something that they love to travel, and they might just talk about their travel experiences while they give each other facials. And then they can add in B-roll from their travel, right? But it's like traveling with the Estes. You want to intersect different interests that you have, or that you and like the person you're giving a facial has. And again, it doesn't have to be themed every time, but over time you'll start to like sort of see what works. Then you'd be like, let's just stay in that lane and we'll make an episodic series, let alone recording the whole thing and uploading it 60 minutes to YouTube. That could crush. That could be a podcast. Like you could literally have the podcast that you wanted to have just by miking yourself up and with some cell phones. So think about that sustainability. And again, posting over perfection. Just don't, too many people like are worried about if low view counts and what if they don't see this? Like I'm a walking example of that, because I've been able to get enough value out of social media and what it's done for my business that I haven't needed big view counts, and neither do you. You need the right, radius of people within 10 miles of your spa to have content make a massive impact on your business. And so I think about just starting to post. Later you can get better and better and better and get your hooks better, your titles better, your content better. But just start to post, because you won't really learn until you start to do that, and then you'll understand how to make it better. So I hope all of this was extremely helpful. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know if you like this in the comments, and then all the stuff we shot with is available in the comments there. We'll see you guys whenever the next one is.